Joining us tonight, Jason Chaffetz, former Republican congressman from Utah, Fox business contributor, author of the upcoming new book, The Deep State, How an Army of Bureaucrats Protected Barack Obama and is Working to Destroy the Trump Agenda. It's available for pre-order now. We recommend it to you highly. Jason, good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
This action in the House is becoming a novella of its own. The Freedom Caucus moving to articles of impeachment. Congressman Meadows putting those forward. 11 folks in the effort. And Ryan says, wait a minute. You know, I mean, what kind of leadership is that, and just who is Paul Ryan?
Well, look, I had the same experience. I was the chairman of the Oversight Committee. I was seeking documents from the Department of Justice. Right. And quite frankly, whether it's Attorney General Sessions, Lynch, or Holder, I can't tell the difference, because that Department of Justice will not and does not allow Congress to see what they're allowed to see under our Constitution. This is on the heels of a 560-page Inspector General's report, really taking the task, the FBI. They're in shatters. They should be able to see this. In the case of Hillary Clinton's email case, it's a closed case, no charges, 5 people with immunity. And why can't they see the documents? And yet Rod Rosenstein is the key person sitting in that position. And if the Speaker and Kevin McCarthy want to say, no, that's too extreme, then what's their game plan to actually allow Congress to do its oversight duty?
Rosenstein, it seems, is both an actor and potentially the target of any investigation. He signed one of the 4 FISA warrants. He is the man who selected Robert Mueller. He is the guy pulling the trigger on the special counsel, and yet he is involved in so many aspects and elements of this case, this witch hunt. It's extraordinary.
One part of the case to impeach Rod Rosenstein is the idea that he will not comply with duly issued subpoenas. The second part is exactly what you're talking about. Did they misuse a FISA warrant? Did they mislead the court? And there's an investigation, not only by the Inspector General, but by Congress. And you just begs the question, how is it that Rod Rosenstein, who signs his name on that document, gets to be in charge of that investigation? I mean,
when we look at the conflict surrounding this special counsel, it should be breathtaking. It is now routine that Rosenstein be either in contradiction, complicity, or otherwise involved in every aspect of the special counsel process, if you can call it that.
I'm really a big fan of Senator Grassley, but I do think he needs to call in Mueller and Rosenstein and have them explain, not get into the bowels of the investigation that Mueller's doing, but explain the conflicts of interest. Because on the surface, there is no excuse for it. And Congress can head that off at the pass right now rather than just looking at it, retrospectively.
And in retrospect, we're looking at a process that should have been ended long ago.
Well, where's the crime?
Where is the crime, and what in the world? Now we find out that the special counsel is looking at the president's tweets, looking for, I mean, you can't make this nonsense up. This is a special counsel who doesn't have half the intellect he's been credited with, nor half the integrity that some have ascribed to him. How could you continue this level of pathetic special counsel work? Everything from the inception of the special counsel itself to its work today, they look like damn fools, and corrupt damn fools at that.
Looking at the president's tweets, I mean, what are you going to get him on? Maximizing openness and transparency. That's now against the law. Brian Kilmeade actually, he tweeted back at me on something that was pretty funny when he said, "Well, I thought the special counsel didn't leak things." I mean, are they really spending taxpayer dollars? And is the president going to be charged with treason or, do something absurd like that because he tweeted something?
It's beginning to look to me like we need a special counsel to actually affix itself to the current special counsel, because they look to me to be making all sorts of mistakes for which they should be held accountable.
This is why Congress, it's an imperative that they be able to provide that oversight function. They're in disarray. And there's a reason.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Jason, the Republican conference has a lame duck speaker. You know his name. You have worked with him. and I have covered him for a very long time. The man has monumentally few attributes that I think would be warranted in any de minimis in a speakership. He has, I think he's pushed successfully 3 bills through Congress in 20 years. And the Congress continues to leave this man in a speakership from which he resigned at the beginning of the year.
We disagree on this one a little bit. But I want to, going back to this case, I got to tell you, there's a reason why Jim Comey, a former director of the FBI, is openly advocating and tweeting, elect Democrats, because they want to get rid of the investigations that are being done. They want Democrats to be in charge because they know the Democrats won't hold them accountable. And the Democrats will rue the day when they fought against the openness and transparency, because at some point they're going to want documents and Republicans are going to look over and say, wait a sec, where have you been? We've been trying to get documents out of the Department of Justice. You're no help. You think we're going to give you documents now? I think it was a huge, monumental mistake by the Democrats.
A huge, monumental mistake by them. The Republicans, though, apparently unable to come to terms with the idea of uniting behind President Trump's agenda. I mean, we had, this Paul Ryan today, trolling out there with a little pamphlet, the Better Way pamphlet. He was sort of mopping his brow with the dead hand of the past, a failed piece of agitprop for his rather grandiose political ambitions, failed before those even begin to be realized.
There are only 8 on the House calendar. There are only 8 full legislative days left between now and November. 8. And I believe there are 10 fly-in and fly-out days, half days, where they fly in, they vote at 6:30 p.m., and then on days where they leave, they're done by noon. And so when you add all that up, it's only 8 full days. Part of me says, duck and cover, America, Congress is in session. Right. On the other hand, I'm thinking there's some very important things you have to do, and yet I think that oversight is one of them, but the Speaker disagrees.
Well, the Speaker disagrees, and that tells you tells everyone.
That's why I'm sitting here at Fox as opposed to my seat in oversight. That's part of it. It's part of it.
We're delighted to have you here as well.
Thank you.